Yeah, yeah, yeah. Something epic again. Vintage. I gave my heaven if you could just see through my hair. You got that? My days are numbered, ready somewhere in numbers. Oh, she told me it's the things you're not ordered to do that unshare. So free your will, free your will, free your grace, free your grace, free your skill, free your face. Before I die, I wanna know how freedom tastes. Before I die, I wanna know how freedom tastes. Free your will, free your will, free your grace, free your skill, free your face. I was honest, swear I was wanted on every corner. I was locked away like a monster too many times. This time, can't even bring myself to write my people. This time, can hardly bring myself to write a sequel. Don't ever take life for granted, this life a cheat. Don't know how many days we got on this planet Ice, so be cool. Keep it simple, stupid. Keep it simple, stupid. Man in the mirror is the shooter, I'm begging to be conducive. An uphill battle, a boat without a paddle, I float. Vampire in Dallas, like sleepers in Seattle. I know all these talents and gifts, and you giving up on me. So God keep bringing me back, like bitch, you stuck with me. What's up with me?
One time I read a book. I was reading a book called The Tower of Wu by RZA from the Wu-Tang Clan. And in the book, he has a subject. He has a chapter where he talk about the death of his cousin, ODB, Old Dirty Bastard. And in that chapter, he talked about how he saw his cousin going astray, how he saw him declining, and nobody would correct him. Nobody would say anything to his cousin. And he said that, but then in the people he was hanging around with, the things he was doing, the places he was spending time in, and he didn't want to say anything to him. And he said that then his cousin ended up dying. He ended up ODing. But he said that the reason he didn't say nothing to him is because he didn't want to lose his cousin. Because, you know, a lot of times when people are going astray, when they're doing wrong and you try to correct them, they get mad and angry at you. They don't take it as you're trying to help them. They take it as you trying to put them down, or you're putting a spotlight on their imperfection as if other people don't see it. Everybody sees it. No one is saying anything about it. So in the book, RZA said that people die from many things, gun wounds and knife wounds. He said, but the number one thing that people die from is neglect. Is when they're neglected by the people that say that they love them. You know, and so it becomes important for us to be able to pull each other up when we're going astray, we're making mistakes. Because being able to pull each other up sometimes can save our lives. Now, the reason I brought this subject up is because I find in my own personal life it's being very difficult to try to correct people or give good advice. They get angry, they get upset about it. And you got to ask yourself, why? Why would somebody get upset? Think about this. Have you ever seen a person with a booger in their nose or with bad breath, and everybody's giggling about it behind their back, but no one is saying anything to them? And when the person walks off and they like, oh my God, his breath is stinking. God, I know somebody that said something to him about that. God, how is he walking around like that? But no one has said anything to the person, just for the same reason the person that's talking hasn't said anything. It's because people hate to be criticized. They hate to be critiqued. And so they'll let you walk through life with your breath stinking. They'll let you walk through life with a booger hanging out of your nose, other than to risk your wrath by letting you know how to go clean yourself up. And see, the real issue of that is ego. That's really the issue. It's ego and insecurity. See, when we are operating off a false sense of security, when we're not really confident in who we are, we walk around and we like to believe that we have all of our imperfections and our weaknesses hid and no one can see it. So when a person walks up and say, look out, bro, you know, your breath a little humming a little bit, we get mad and angry because we think nobody else is smelling it. And this dude just pointed us out. And that's not the truth. Everybody knows. Everybody knows. And the only person that actually cares about you is the one that walked up to you and tried to tell you about it. We have to learn how to take criticism. There are two types of criticism. Huey P. Newton explained this in his book, Revolutionary Suicide. He says reactionary criticism and it's revolutionary criticism. Reactionary criticism is the type of criticism that a person applies to you to attempt to make you feel bad about yourself in order to make themselves feel better. They like to tell you how short you are to make themselves seem taller, how bad your basketball game is to make themselves seem better. That's reactionary criticism, and it's completely negative. Now, There's another type of criticism, and usually you'll get this from your loved ones. And you need to understand the two different types of criticism so you can understand what you're hearing and what you're looking at. Revolutionary criticism is the type of criticism that pulls you up on your negative behavior and lets you know, not only do I see it, but just in case you don't see it, this is the issue. But like I said, most of the time, people know what their problem is. They just don't want anybody else to say anything about it because they really think they got it hid well. They really think they got it tucked away and nobody can see it. But the person that's bold enough to come to you and let you know, hey, bro, you got a booger in your nose. Or, hey, bro, your breath is stinking. Or whatever it is that you have a problem with, bro, you've been out of work for 4 months. You need to get back to work, bro. You're looking like you're lazy and sorry. You need to do something with yourself. Whatever it is, they're doing that out of love. And there should be a revolutionary response to that. You know, one of the greatest mistakes on the planet is people that cannot take criticism. So you have to learn how to be able to, one, understand the two different types of criticism, revolutionary and reactionary. Two, recognize what's happening. Get your ego out of it. Because your ego will like to tell you every single time they're just trying to put me down. And that's not always it. Most of the time when people is criticizing you, it's because they want to see you do better. So get your ego out of it and then be honest with yourself. Really look at yourself and analyze self and ask yourself, man, am I doing these things? Am I really doing this? I got a brother that I know that's in my life. I got much love for the brother. He lies his behind off. And anybody that knows me know that I hate a liar. I hate a liar. You know, haven't you heard the word is bond and bond is life? That means your word supposed to be your bond and it's supposed to bond you to your life. You know, you should never allow your word to fail you. Old movie, Scarface, with Al Pacino, he said, all I have in this world is my balls and my word. And I don't break them for nobody. His balls is representative of his courage, his willingness to stand strong in the face of danger. And his word is his ability to 100% true with everything that he say. And if a man don't have those two things, then he's a fragile shell of a man. And I try to tell my partner this. I try to tell him, bro, stop lying. You know, just stop. And he gets frustrated and mad. Like, nobody knows you're lying. I know you're lying. And then I point his lies out to him. One time he told me 3 lies in one sentence. 3 lies. I say, all 3 of those can't be true. So if you told me 3 different things about the same subject in one sentence, then you're lying. He had to admit that he was lying. But the man lies consistently. And I don't tell him that he lies consistently to put him down. I tell the man that he lies consistently, because if I can see it, other people can see it too. And you're making a fool out of yourself. And I don't want to see my brother constantly falling, making a fool out of himself, you know. But sometimes, man, we got to be willing to open our ears and listen and do some self-evaluation and be willing to grow, man. Because if you don't, you'll keep wallowing in the same mistake. You'll destroy yourself. Hopefully y'all got somebody that was just something simple, something that was on my mind, just my thoughts. Peace and power.